is transitioning to the hybrid. This cold air that's been over the eastern part of the plains, moving to the east, is now getting entrained, getting sucked into this storm. And so now we have the moisture and the heat that was the hurricane and the cold air coming together. That's the hybrid that we talked about, that we knew was going to come. It's finally now getting its way there. Air coming in, spinning around right there, and it'll eventually come back at us here from the east. That storm will come in from the east. Here's the storm, talk by talk, or we call it tick-tock. Sunday, 9 o'clock, right where we are right now. Most of the wind's still offshore. We have 40, 50, 60 mile per hour gusts all along the coast from Atlantic City southward all the way down to Hampton Roads. And so the most moisture as it comes in, the center will get closer, and so will the gusts, and they will get higher. So by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll have our reporters right along this coast of New Jersey. Winds will already be gusting 60 to 70 at that point, and those 80 mile per hour winds are just offshore. By 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you begin to see that moisture and that humidity and all of that wind, the rain translating down to New York City, and there will be gusts very close to Long Island, somewhere 60, 70, 80 miles per hour.
Wow.
And that's when the surge pushes in.
Wow.
That's when all of that water tries to bubble into New York Harbor, right into New Jersey, causing all of that flooding. Maybe quicker than 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, because even though the center of the circulation comes on 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow, that means half of the storm is already on. I always get a kick out of people saying, when's the eye going to come on shore? Well, that's great, but half the storm has already happened by then. This storm is going to be moving all the way into shore, and the other half of the storm starts to go down. So don't focus on the eye. You have to focus on this whole system. There's going to be wind over 60 miles per hour from Maine to North Carolina.
Chad Myers, hang with me here. A lot of people are concerned, saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys have Sandra out there in that, in the weather blowing around like that." But it really, those winds during her live shot, and we said to her, "If you don't feel safe, go ahead. This is what we do. We're outside, so you don't have to be outside." And this is a picture from where Sandra Indo did a live shot just a short time ago. And we're checking on her to make sure, everything is safe where she is in case we have to pull her out of that location because it's just too dangerous. But she said to us, nope, I'm staying here and I'm going to do this report. And I appreciate the viewer, Mr. D, who said, who's tougher, Sandy or Sandra? Probably equally as tough. Sandra is a tough reporter. That's why we have her out there. She can handle just about anything. But we know her limits, and she knows her limits as well. So not to worry about Sandy. She will be okay. But, Chad, those winds really are starting to gust. And it's not even, how far is it offshore now?
300 miles.
300 miles.
And we talked about this earlier, Don. When the colorful part of the satellite comes on shore, that's when it's going to get windy. And when the colorful part goes away, that's when the winds will die off. Our Sandra, Ocean City, Maryland, right there. So this colorful part now has been rotating around the center of circulation there, and she is in it. And she will be in that weather now for hours.
Right.
Until this part comes over her, then the wind may go down to 20. All right. So away from the center, the winds sometimes are brighter and bigger than the winds closer to the center, just because of the way this one's shaping up.
All right, Chad Myers, we have thrown out the rundown. We don't know what's going to happen, and that's how it's going to be for the days to come. You said you don't know what it's going to be like for people who have to ride this storm out. We don't know. We've thrown out the rundown. We've taken the words off the screen and the teleprompter, and we are just going to go with this until we figure out exactly where it's going to head, where this storm is going to make landfall, how soon, and how much these winds will pick up in the next couple of hours. Continuing coverage of Hurricane Sandy making its way to shore, and it appears to be a monster of a storm. Our family's